Okay, looks like we're live here. So we're excited today. We're back to the Listener Leave podcast. This is our second time actually attempting to interview Sandeep Singh, who is an independent journalist, and he's been covering the protest, the world's largest organized protest happening in India, and having him covering it and updating us has been super important because it's independent journalism. It's not biased journalism, and he's not part of the Godi media or biased towards. He's not no corporatization of what he's reporting. So Sandeep, thank you for joining us here today. I appreciate you taking out the time.
Thanks for inviting me here.
Right.
No, we appreciate having you on because people like in Canada and I'm sure in England, USA, what we listen to is the news, right? We got ZTV, Z News, and all the other news channels, but we don't really have any other source of information coming from Delhi, right? And you right now, I think, is our best up to date per the moment.
The honest truth. So again, that's super important. So I guess I know. Let's just start off by on the 26th, right? Well, on Republic Day, they are organizing or planning the tractor rally. So Sandeep, can you just tell us a little bit about what's happening with that? I know yesterday, I don't know if it was accurate news, but they were saying like the police had approved it, and then I heard conflicting reports that it hadn't been approved yet. So where are we with the tractor rally that's supposed to take place on the 26th?
So it's an interesting situation. We are in an interesting situation. So farm leaders had announced that they will take out a tractor rally on 26th of January. So now tomorrow is 26th January in India. So everyone was prepared, and farm leaders have said that they will march on Outer Ring Road, which is in Delhi. So, but then the farm leaders started meeting police officials from Delhi, Haryana, and UP because the farmers are protesting on three main borders, and from these three places they will march into Delhi. So, and after 5 rounds of meeting, they finalized the route plan. So, but yeah, a portion of people, I would not say a majority, but some people are not happy. Who knows that they will not go to central Delhi. They will not be allowed to go towards Lal Killa or Rajpath, where most governments offices are close to Rajpath. Parliament is on that side. Rashtrapati Bhavan is on that side. They are not happy because on 26th of November and 27th of November, they were promised that they will march into Delhi. There were talks about Red Lal Killa jayenge and all those things, but now they will come inside Delhi, but they will not go where the farm leaders had promised them to, that they will take them there. Now they will march into Delhi, and then they will again, is a 100-kilometer route from Singhu, and they will walk 45 kilometers inside Delhi, and then they will go into Haryana 45. And that's what a farmer leader Yudhvir Singh had said. So people are not happy, and there's another. Police have approved this plan, but most people, they think they are not being taken to where they were promised. And there's another farmer union, Kisan Mazdoor Sangharsh Committee. They have not agreed to this plan. Today at 10 a.m. they will again meet Delhi police officials to finalize the route. So I just talked to a farm leader of that union, Sarvan Pandey. So he said that we insist that we will march on old route, which had been declared earlier. We will march on that. So we will see what happens, because those people are from Maja. Okay, they don't accept much about what police says, or they don't bow to government, they don't care much about the government.
Yeah. So who's so I guess so there, you're saying basically there's division amongst the unions who are agreeing to this route that only goes a little bit into Delhi and then what was originally planned. So what's I mean I guess how has that affected like how is that going to affect what happens tomorrow, right? Is everyone still going to go despite if they're happy or unhappy, or are you going to see people? Is it going to have less of an effect on the rally? Like what happens to the rally if half the people are agreeing with it and half the people are upset with what's happening? Like what are you
So
seeing?
people who are associated with farm units, they are like, oh, this is what our leaders have planned. We will go on this path. But people who are related with or who are related to Deep Sidhu, who are a little bit independent, who
Yeah,
think that there are some powers who are trying to derail this protest, who are taking we are not being delivered what they had promised us. They say that yeah, they have some objections, some questions about farm leaders,
yeah,
and I can't say them openly, but
yeah,
yeah, like people who are followers of Deep Sidhu, they want to go to enter into Delhi. That's what they want, but
Yeah.
they will not get those things. And now they have told these youngsters that they have declared it open. We will allow only tractor and cars to march to Delhi. You will not be allowed to take trolleys. Trolleys will be parked there at a Delhi and Haryana's border, at whatever border you are. So these people, most are like that. Why, if we are entering into Delhi, then why will we come back to again at that Delhi Haryana border? Why can't we
yeah.
just stay inside Delhi? Okay, that's the way to build pressure. We don't know what is the strategy. Why do farm leaders just want to go and march? It's like a Palwani gid, I would say in Punjabi.
Oh,
You are just going, then you will come back, and then you will sit there where you have been sitting for 2 months, past two
that
months.
so that's what myself and Vinny we were discussing. Like what how you say that? What is the purpose of the rally or the tractor rally then? If you're just going to end up where you were, then the government doesn't care, right? Then they're like betero, right? Like you're just gonna
Yeah.
go do a formality and then come back, right? It doesn't. I don't know if you can correct us if we're wrong, but we're thinking, what is the point of that then? Then there's no point. Then just you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Like
the same. Like the people are going to spend a lot of money. It's going to they will spend in crores. Okay, well, everyone is spending like 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, and they will spend the spending will entire spending will be in crores. If you are wasting that much of money
yeah,
and you are wasting that much of energy, people are marching from Punjab. They are bringing tractors, they are loading tractor on trolleys, and they are just chaining tractors with 4 to 5 tractors with one tractor. Some even from Western countries who they came back to their villages just to participate in the rally. I think is the biggest mass protest led by Punjabis since 1947, and you will not get that much of public support again.
yeah,
So the farm leaders should learn to use this energy properly. You just can't go on a Palwani gid, I would say it in
yeah.
Palwani gid in Punjabi. You just go and you just come out. Like, you
Is
need
there
to
a
do
good
something.
is there a good chance of people listening to leaders like Deep Sidhu and not the farmer leaders and
So
and
I
still
think yeah, the most youngsters, they look up to Deep Sidhu and Lakha Sidhana.
yeah,
They look
yeah,
up to them. So
Yeah,
yeah, farm leaders, they have strong organizations, but this does not mean that everyone can be farm leaders. They are people who can because of luck Hazana. They are people who can because they are associated with, they are related with, they think that Deep Sidhu speaks what they want to hear.
yeah,
They see him as idol. Deep Sidhu is a youth icon.
yeah,
I was talking to him. He said Deep Sidhu is a youth icon, and he impressed us. And we think that he speaks what we want to hear, what the farmers want. But
yeah,
Deep Sidhu is not a farm leader, and he has been banned from speaking from the stage. You may already know.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I
these
think
are the things.
that's even like ourselves here. Who do we look to? You know, I always follow what Deep Sidhu is saying. I always follow what Lakha Sadhana is saying, and I know Lakha was with Sidhu. I think he was going visiting Pends, and they were speaking, and they said, you know, Sidhu said, you know, we had an opportunity in 47. We had an opportunity in 84. This opportunity will not come again because the
Yeah.
government will, right? So it's like, how do you take this to the next level? Because right now it seems like it's at a stalemate. Nope, nothing's really moving in any direction. the meetings they keep having, it's repeal the bills. The government keeps saying we're gonna, delay the bills or this and that. It's not. It seems like it's just stuck right now, and there's no. And
It's
then
stuck.
right.
It's once in a century moment. You will not get that chance again. This chance, this much public support, and the kind of resources, the way people have pooled the resources to fund the campaign, and that's amazing. And
Mm-hmm.
you have seen this. We have lost around more than 150 people. And
Yeah.
still people are here. They are still protesting. They are living on roads. Even women are coming. Even kids are coming, and teenagers. Everyone from different professions, from different communities.
Yeah.
But if still you are like you are so protective, you don't want to be malab, you need to be like little bit aggressive. You need to malab, show
Yeah.
that side because you have a public sport.
Yeah.
You just can't say, oh, what if government did this or that? Why are you so afraid? You don't bring the revolution or the change without showing a little bit of bravery.
100%. And the government, like they're gonna, if well, I mean, Deep Sidhu said this, Lakha said, if you go back, or if they're gonna come back and they're gonna suppress you two times as hard now,
Yeah,
right? They're not gonna forget
yeah,
this. The central government is not gonna forget this. So you have to go for the win now, right? That's kind of where we're at. So
yeah.
how many people are coming? I guess just based on your observation, how many new people are joining, coming in from Punjab, Haryana, different states for this rally that's supposed to happen on Republic Day?
So more and more people are coming. The roads are entirely blocked now. Like there's no place to park anything. Matlab, they have brought more tractors, and then I even posted one video. You may have seen that they had this tractor and trolley. Then you
Yeah,
had
Yeah.
tractor and trolley in that trolley, and then
yeah,
they had another tractor in that trolley. So, matlab, and that's where people are bringing the vehicles there. So it's
yeah,
entirely like I think within a couple of days, people will not even get a place to sleep there. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Where are they sleeping on
even
the?
tents are full, everything is full.
Where
What
are
do
they
you think?
sleeping? Are they sleeping on the floors? Or they're sleeping in the trucks?
Yeah, some people are sleeping in trolleys, others are sleeping in tents, and but I think most who not get the place to sleep, people who are then you have overflown trolleys like you people
Yeah,
50 or 60 people come from your village, you can't make them sleep in a trolley. Only 10 to people, 15 people can adjust. Then the
I,
rest, where will the rest go? So like people
exactly.
even people are excited. They think,
Yeah,
oh, that's what we were promised 2 months ago. They
yeah.
had targeted that they will enter on 26th or 27th of November, but that time have come now on 25th of January, 6th of January. They will go tomorrow.
So
So
are
they are
you?
excited.
So are you? I mean, again, you're there on the ground every day. Do you have any concerns about? Like I know we had caught that the news, the press conference with that assassin that they had caught, right? That was said he was going to shoot the farm leaders, and he was going to cause trouble. So are you concerned about what might happen during the rally? Like, do you have fears about like this may turn violent, or the police may attack, or like are you worried about what could happen? Like, where do you see this, just based on what you've been observing?
So India is the world's largest democracy, but it's a very unstable country.
Yeah,
So anything can happen here. So when Donald Trump was in India and he was in Gujarat, then we had riots in Delhi, and I had gone to cover those riots. Anything can happen. This rally too, it may get attacked by police, it may get attacked by anti-social elements. They can do anything.
yeah,
But I'm not afraid. I usually don't take these things seriously.
yeah,
If something happens, okay, it happened. Like these things are part of life. I have
yeah,
learned to live with these things. Like if
yeah,
it happens, then it is okay. Like if it happens, okay, okay,
yeah.
we'll take it.
Okay. And I want to actually specifically, I was reading on your tweets. The United Farmers Front said there's no music allowed. Is
Yeah,
this?
yeah, yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah, because they say that we will be giving instructions. If you are playing the music, then how will you will hear our instructions? That's what they said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I found that one pretty. I mean, you have all you get the music supports the movement, all the great.
Ha, yeah, it's,
It gets the
yeah,
emotions going. It gets everybody, into it.
yeah.
So
It keeps people in high spirits.
yeah. So no, yeah. That's why I just had a specific question about that. But
That they're
go
not.
ahead, Vinny.
Yeah, me and Joel thought it was pretty weird that that's one request that they made, no music being played.
So, do you think like this? So this is a crucial point, obviously, right? I mean, now if this tractor rally happens, again, we're just trying to understand because here we just we get news coming and we're getting sometimes it's accurate news, sometimes it's not. We'll wait for your tweet. So and everybody's interest, like everybody's waiting to see for this moment. Even the generation that's born in Canada, the U.S. Everybody's like this rally is supposed to be the next step in this movement, right? So it's like either we kind of progress and that pressure gets added onto the government, or if you stay at the same point, then there's a real fear that this movement is gonna, people are gonna get frustrated and fizzle out if there's no progress here. Like, is that something you fear, or is that a possibility? Like,
No, till now I have seen that people have said that they will stay here till 2024, 2024. So they said we are not afraid. We will stay here.
yeah,
Everything is here. We will park our vehicles and we will stay here. But
okay,
I don't know what would happen after
yeah,
26th January parade.
yeah,
Because it's the biggest plan. It was the biggest plan of Farm Unions that we will enter Delhi.
Yeah.
yeah,
So and on 26th, before 26th of November, they had promised a lot.
yeah,
There were many theories floating around that we will do this, we will go to Lal Killa, we will go to Parliament, and all those things. Those were theories. No one had said openly. So, but now I don't know what would you will keep the people here,
yeah,
because your target was to enter Delhi, so they will go into Delhi tomorrow
yeah,
on 26th of January. But why would they stay here after that rally? Yeah,
yeah,
farm leaders have said that the movement will not end after tomorrow's march. It will be still. You will have to be still here. No one will go back to Punjab. Everyone is requested that they should stay here. We
yeah,
have to protest. We will not go back until these three farm laws are repealed.
yeah,
So I don't know how they will keep these peoples here.
yeah,
They were promised a lot. Like at least like if they are entering into Delhi, at least they should go and camp inside Delhi.
yeah,
That can be an option.
yeah,
That can be the way to build pressure on the government.
yeah.
But if you are going back to that place, well, people may get bored. You
Yeah,
never know.
and I think even to get that more international media, because the international media has not been, the media here doesn't cover it. It's the biggest protest in human history, and
Yeah,
we struggle with that. Like we're writing to our local news outlets because they just push anything. They don't think it's a major event. I don't understand how, but if they get into Delhi now, I think that would, if you're now in the center, the media has to pick
yeah,
up that story now, right? So even for the
yeah,
get attention of the international governments, the media, I think there has to be some sort of progress from that comes from this rally, and that means being inside of Delhi now instead of just on the outskirts, right? So the other question I saw, I think I was on Twitter today, there was people going from Nashik, I believe, to Mumbai. There was thousands. Is that so? There's people going to Mumbai to take part in this rally on the same day. If you can tell me a little bit about that, or if you heard anything about that in other
so
parts of the country?
there are many rallies planned, and many have already been done.
Yeah,
And few days ago, they had taken out a rally
yeah,
from I don't remember the starting point, but they had taken out this rally Mumbai for farmers, and then you had protests in Bihar. Then you had in small pockets of India, like in every other place, wherever farm unions have a hold or left-leaning labor unions have their hold. So they
yeah,
go and they protest, and even in Bihar, even southern states, yeah, well, look, they are getting support. Even few days ago, we saw people came from a group of people who came from Maharashtra to participate in the protest. They were indigenous people. They were doing their own uh, folk dance, and they had spears and all those things, and they were doing those things. So yeah, people from all states are participating. They are contributing to the cause the way they can.
Yeah.
So is it becoming more? Is it gaining national support? Like, because we don't, again, we don't get that information. We can't tell right now. We just see Punjab, Haryana, what's happening at Delhi. Like, is it gaining support nationally? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, majority of people are in Punjabis and Haryanvis, but
Yeah,
it's becoming a national movement. It's becoming a mass movement of the farmers, Indian farmers, against these three farm laws. But biggest problem is that is not getting enough media coverage. So like when you had an Andolan anti-corruption movement in 2011,
Yeah.
so there were few people protesting, and but the media was like, "Oh, this is a revolution, this or that," and they had hyped up that thing because that event, that protest was sponsored by Vivekanand Foundation, and they had links with this BJP and all those things. And yeah, but this protest is not getting that much coverage. If it gets even 10% coverage, which they gave to Anna Andolan, anti-corruption movement, and it will become a mass movement and it will become a headache for the government. It is still a headache for the government, but it will become a bigger and much serious problem for the government.
How? Why do you? Why don't celebrities cover this? Why don't they tweet about it like the Bollywood celebrities? How are they scared of the government? Why is it that they don't share
Yeah,
about?
yeah, well, Bini, well, the problem here is that the Bollywood is in Mumbai, so you have the big corporates there, and who funds their movies? You have the big corporates, Reliance. They are even into entertainment business. They are everywhere. So they know that if they spoke against Prime Minister Narendra Modi, agar three farm laws, then they will be hit hard. Like, and even the farmers are speaking directly against Ambani and Adani. They are naming them. So
Yeah.
we can't expect the Bollywood celebrities to speak against these three farm laws. And apart from this, like the Indian government, you know, matlab, they will send if you spoke against the government, they will send the income tax, they will send ED, they may demolish your home, and they do such sort of things. Like they keep the grudge,
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's,
hold
but
the
okay.
grudge.
So how is the, actually, I wanted to ask you about the MP, Beyant Singh's grandson, Ravneet Bittu. Bittu, he was there, I think, yesterday. We saw the video of him on Twitter being attacked, uh, which was nice to see. But what is his? Was he invited there? Why did he come? Like he must have known he was not gonna get a very good response from the crowd. Like what was he doing there? And then after I was watching, he was saying these are Khalistani elements, or he was kind of trying to, you know, say defame the protesters or farmers who spoke against him. Like what was that all about, and why was he even there?
So I reached 10 to 15 minutes late, the time he had already left. So what I talked to people there. So they were like that he came here. There was a Kisan Sansad in Guru Tegh Bahadur Memorial.
Yeah,
There was a Kisan Sansad where farmers were like they were discussing their issues and how these things are going to impact us of that. So at that place, he had arrived. I don't know whether he was invited or uninvited, but I think he was an uninvited. But that's my person. I feel like because they don't allow the
politicians, right?
politicians. They
Yeah,
have no politician policy. But yeah, matlab, he was surrounded. They raised slogans, and maybe either he was attacked because he was a politician, or there was another like he speaks a lot against the Sikhs, like he defames them, he
yeah,
calls them Khalistani, this or that, and then you know matlab, who was his grandfather.
yeah,
He is a grandson of Beyant Singh, and most Sikhs think that he's a butcher. He was a butcher,
yeah.
and he ordered fake encounters. That's most Sikhs say, and they don't respect him.
Yes. So it was,
That
yeah,
that could have played a role too.
yeah. So I mean, that was just interesting to see that. But yeah. Anyways, I guess these things, and I was just reading some things that they were saying that he maybe was told to come there just to drum up that again, to defame the farmers, to get bad press, to get, because he probably knew they were going to attack him, right? So
Yeah.
there's so many things at play here. It's very hard to keep up with what's happening, right? Every day something new is happening. There's somebody trying to do something here, somebody trying to do something here. So it's everybody's got to be on alert. And I was reading that security is the protesters, their own personal internal security is like very high right now because of all these
Yeah.
threats, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Sometimes we don't even get to know what's happening on the background. Like if I'm at close to the stage, I don't even know what's happening 1 kilometer from the stage,
yeah,
from Haryana side. What's happening 200 meters to Delhi side, because
This probably
that's
doesn't
how like
happen all the time.
is a highly is a crowded area, and you have a lot more and more people coming, and is it, I would not say chaos, but you have the security. You may have like there might be antisocial elements who have infiltrated, and you don't even get to know what's happening 200 meters from you.
So where do
Because
you
so much
spend
is happening.
where do you spend most of your I guess where's most of your time spent? Are you just going back and forth, like, or what takes up most of your time as far as where you spend your
Look,
time?
I walk. I walk a lot. I am
Yeah,
on this stage, then I go to that. I walk a lot. But I can't just stand. Like
yeah,
if I walk, I see new things. Someone brought a new creative, so I click a picture. So someone new came, I saw something that this is something new. So I go and talk to them, initiate a conversation, so that I get to know something more new. So I go to press conference, and yeah, more, 2 to 3 hours that place takes my and. matlab, and even at PC, you have they had given like you have to come at 6:30, and they make you wait for 7:30 or 8 p.m. And well, no one is punctual here.
yeah. Interesting. Vinny, you wanted to ask about like the state of the protesters on the ground, I guess, and things
Yeah,
that are how they're
absolutely.
coping.
Like it's probably really cold there right now, right? It's winter, so how what's the mood of the people? Are they cold at night during the day? Um, right? Because it's
Are they in Chardigla as always, right? That's what you told me. So
Yeah. People are in Chaddi Kala. People are in high speeds, but they don't care much about the cold. Like I usually get phone calls from the west, like the Punjabis are worried. Oh, is it winter? How do you guys manage on road? But it's quite normal for us. Like it's quite normal. We don't feel that is abnormal.
yeah,
So it's quite normal. They are always in Chaddi Kala. Like and even the boys who are coming from Punjab, they see कि मतलब पंजाब ਦੇ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਠੰਡ ਘੱਟ ਆ like is much colder in Punjab than in Delhi.
yeah.
Well,
yeah,
it's quite okay.
So they're used to it.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
Yeah, they are used to it.
yeah,
nice. And so, what is, in your opinion? I watched some of your on Sikri. You were speaking with Harinder Singh, and I guess if you could tell us that, like, when he asked you, what is the driving force behind these protests? What is driving these protests? What is it that is keeping it alive?
Driving force, I have said it many times that six spirit is working behind the movement. So they are saying that these peoples want to annex our lands. They just want to take our lands and hand over them to the corporates. We are going to fight against them. So we are not afraid. Even our gurus were not afraid. So I come from Machwad and Chamkor Sahib, and these people quote a lot about Chamkor Sahib, that our guru and his one Singh fought 1.25 lakh enemies. So matlab,
Yeah,
they are saying, "Look, we are not afraid. We will fight. We don't care much." And then you have Baba Banda Singh Bahadur. So they even will take out a tablia of Baba Banda Singh Jhanki, and they were saying yesterday, and because Baba Banda Singh Bahadur is known as a liberator of land, he was the one who provided a land to people,
yeah,
yeah,
and he ended some zamindari system. I have not read about much about that, but the farm leaders usually say that. So they see him as an icon. Even left-leaning politicians, they see Baba Banda Singh Bahadur as a icon.
yeah.
so
So
yeah,
matlab, the six spirit is working behind this movement. So it is they are saying that they usually compare Narendra Modi to Aurangzeb,
yeah.
and some even read Zafarnama. So you know that where inspiration is coming from.
Yeah.
Is that also your inspiration? Because I know it's a hard task being there for so long, but you're covering a lot. So is your inspiration the same?
Yeah, I can say that. Like, I don't read any motivational book these days. All I see, like, Deshwa Barmoe, Shukar Madhya, and those things like force you to, like, oh, we are not afraid. I am not afraid to, like, I should be, but I am not afraid.
Yeah,
Because I like, oh, look, I don't care much about what they do. If if anything happens, it's okay.
Yeah, no, that's that's amazing to hear that. That's why I just want, like, I heard it there. I wanted to hear you say it now, just for anyone that listens to this, they'll know, because it's one thing, us saying, "Oh, they're the sick spirit," or sick, but like, you're on the ground, you're there every day. You know better than anyone, what's happening, what's driving this this protest, right? So just
absolutely.
having you say it is different than if I say it to somebody or Vinny says it to
Right.
somebody.
We're
Um,
just reading what you're like. We're reading it. We're seeing it on TV. We're not actually there on the grounds and having you see
Okay.
it.
right. So
Yeah.
okay, so and then like, how is your, as far as, because you're an independent journalist, right? You don't answer to anybody. Are there other like as far as other independent news channels or the digital media, or how is that as far as coverage locally? Is that giving enough information? Do we need more of that? Like where is that independent journalism? Because I know there's the traditional media, which they don't report anything accurate, so we don't even you know care to hear what they have to say. But like what's happening with independent journalists as far as even reporting back to Punjab or reporting back to Haryana? What's happening with that? Is it enough?
So the corporate funded news organization, Hindi or English news organizations, they will not cover because they are being funded by corporates. They are close to Narendra Modi government. If they spoke against the government, their offices or companies of their owners will be raided, and they know that. They know the repercussions. So they will not report.
Yeah.
And some of them have sold their souls, and they are just doing whatever they like. Someone from government passes them information, they will tweet, even if it is a fake news.
Yeah.
So I don't expect much from them. Yeah, independent media outlets have done a lot. They are doing a great job.
Yeah.
So apart from this, if we talk about Punjab specifically, Punjabi news organizations, they are great. They are great. They
Yeah.
have done a lot. And since this protest started, they are here. They are covering every aspect of the protest. And I think like, they battle, the Punjabi and Haryanvi media battle the national media's narrative.
Yeah.
So even Haryanvis, they have independent YouTubers and
Okay.
news channels, on digital media channels, and set up by some youngsters. They are doing a lot, and they have conveyed the message. Otherwise, like if national media does not have much hold over Punjabis and Haryanvis now,
Yeah.
so all the people from Punjab and Haryana, most of them see their own independent media,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they have. That's why I'm saying that you don't need to care much about what goes into Punjab, what sort of information flows into Punjab, because Punjabis have already captured that space. They will not let anyone from outside the corporates enter that space. And even Haryanvis have done a lot. But
Need to know.
if we think on a global level,
Yeah.
global scale, that what goes outside and what would happen, but the the Rajasthani should know, what Mumbai people from Mumbai should know,
Yeah.
but from South Indians should know. That's why we need English news channels so that everyone gets to know.
100%.
Yeah.
So
100%.
even Hindi or maybe even regional, but we need independent media. Our press freedom index, if you see India's rank, we have 142 in press
Yeah.
freedom index. In first place is there.
Yeah.
So we'll
Exactly. It's terrible. So no. Well, I mean, it's good to see the rise of that independent. Vinny, you want to say something?
Yeah, out of the Punjabi news medias, do you recommend any that people should pay attention to?
I think everyone is doing a great job from Punjabi. Like if there is some PC, they will be there. If they hear that 10 people have been caught, who are antisocial elements, they will be there. So we run 3 kilometers to approach stage when the rumor was going on that 10 people have been caught. So
Yeah,
like, most of them were there. Everyone was there. Some were even sleeping. They just came at around it was 12 a.m. in night.
yeah,
So they
Yeah.
came there. So Punjabis are doing.
We lost them.
yeah. We lost him. Let's see if he'll come back in.
I'll come back. I was gonna wrap it up anyways.
We'll give him a couple minutes.
Yeah. I'll just message him.
Yeah. So that was actually pretty interesting. Do we have deep pause it from here, or do we just continue?
No, we'll just continue, I guess. But I can talk to you.
No, you know what I think that's pretty interesting, man. A lot of the things he said. Um, the most interesting thing that popped out for me is that the whole reliance thing and the corporations and
What?
it kind of solidifies because before we were in my opinion, before we were kind of it was an opinion that Ambani guys um, were part of this, right? But when
Yeah, I mean, but no, but that's been, I mean, that's been a constant. Everybody knows they're in bed with Modi, right? They've built silos in Punjab, right, for their grain holdings or whatever. So like we knew that. What I find interesting, what he said was this tractor rally. You know, they made such like, and he's saying people are not they're not in unison, or they're not, united, because
yeah,
clearly you have the unions saying one thing, and he's right. Like, what's the point of doing the rally if you're going to end up where you are, if you haven't gained any ground? Like,
because the whole
right?
wasn't the whole point was getting into the league, and
Hmm.
right. And if you're just gonna listen, like they're pretty much the government's pretty much kind of telling us to come back to the spot where we're already in, right? It's gonna help them out. It ain't gonna help out our the cause.
No, like, yeah, I think this is gonna be a crucial.
And I think if Deep Sidhu or Lakka had actually they gave them the stage, that would be intense.
Different,
That would,
different animal.
yeah,
Well, even Deep Sidhu's followers, Lakka's followers, they're gonna be part of this rally. I can't see them not, like,
yeah,
like, we're not moving out of Delhi now,
yeah.
right? Like, something's gonna happen. He said 2 minutes, he'll be back on. Deep can just edit
Yeah,
this,
you
but
can edit this out, or you can leave it in.
the video won't be edited, so that'll just be me and you here sitting, hanging out.
Oh,
But no, I guess we'll just, like, I just want to ask him. Well, I was gonna just, like, his personal story, and then before we wrapped up, like, from him starting from covering the protests in Punjab. Oh, there he is. There we go. Can you hear us, Sandeep?
Yeah. Sorry, my laptop had turned off.
No worries, no worries. It happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess just before we wrap up, we wanted to say just your story as far as like maybe if you can just tell us a little bit so our listeners can know a little bit about you. You know, you've been following these protests or covering them since they were in Punjab, and you've come all the way. You came along with them to where they are now, and now you're there on the ground reporting every day. And I think the last time we had a conversation where we tried to record but we had audio issues. You were at I think 3,000 Twitter followers at the time. Now you you know that's gone up, that's blown up. You got way more followers since
15,000.
then. Yeah, so people are I mean
Yeah.
people are coming to you for information, right? Like even every morning we check. You're one of the people
First person.
I go to on Twitter, like the first people to see the update on the protest, which is like super important. So what you're doing is super important work. So maybe just kind of tell us about how that's progressed and your role in covering the protest, how that's kind of gained momentum, and you know made you one of the go-to people reporters for the protests.
Yeah, when I started from my village, so I had just 1,000 followers. So since then now I'm 15,000 within last 2 months, I will say.
Yeah,
And I had started on 24th of November from my village, my journey. So
yeah,
since then I'm here. I've not gone back. So yeah, it's great. Like in December we had 21 million impressions. I had checked the last time. That is about 2 crores, and that means a lot.
yeah.
And yeah, I don't want to talk much about myself. That would be like that.
No, but I know
I'm
you,
just talking about myself.
People
you're a
are
humble guy, but it's very important. Like so, when we talk to people here, you know, we say who they want to know who is this, who's Sandeep Singh. You know, why should we listen to him? Well, this is his story. He came from, you know, he's been following this from day one. He's giving accurate. So just like for our listeners, it's important to know who you are and why they should be following you because if you tell your story, I know you don't want to talk about yourself, but it'll give them information and then they're more likely to follow you and you give accurate information, which getting information is one of the most important things in supporting the protest, right? So that's why I ask you that. Because like
So
at the end, sorry,
so
go ahead.
before the protest started, I was in my village. I was not doing much. So
Yeah,
I wanted to do journalism, but I had nothing much to do. So I was used to go to our khet and cut the fodder and brought them for cattle, and that's what I was doing. And people were like, "Oh, this are you doing? You are 26. You should go to West or do this or that." I'm like, "No, no, path hi rehna hai." So I don't know. I had this. Even I need to do something good, and then the opportunity came. So I went to cover the protest, and now I am seeing so even on 26th of January, sorry, November. So the day Delhi, Haryana police had installed barricades at Shambhu borders. I was there at 7:30 a.m. I was even at 4 a.m. So, but at 7:30 they had installed those barricades. We were there. So I did a Facebook live. Then I saw okay, no one is doing it on a Twitter. Why should
yeah,
not I do that on? I even put those things there.
yeah,
So then I started checking that Punjabi media organizations are doing for Punjab. National media was not there.
yeah,
So I focused on, I started putting more tweets and they started getting response.
yeah,
So then I said, I'm not doing, I will not post anything in Punjabi. I'm going to post only on Twitter and in English because we need to reach out to other people too. Because if
yeah.
I only spoke Punjabi, then my message will stay in
Local.
Punjab. So,
Yeah,
but there is already many people who are giving information to Punjabis. So I need to go on Twitter and post things there. So then I started posting on Twitter. Yeah, I used to run a Facebook page which is long dead. So, but I
yeah.
don't post in Facebook anymore.
Okay. So no, that you know that's awesome. What you're doing, like I said, super important work. And I just to let everyone know who wants to follow Sandeep Singh. He's on Twitter and his handle is Punyab. It's at PUNYAAB. So we encourage anybody listening who's on Twitter to follow him because he gives breaking news, accurate news, independent news, and it'll really give you a feel for what's happening. So you don't need to really, I mean, you can, there's other sources as well, but this is one of the single most important sources I would say that I encourage everyone to kind of
Thanks, Joy.
follow and listen to. Vin, any before we wrap up, anything you want to
No,
bring up?
we everyone here appreciates what you're doing out there. So just keep it up, and yeah. And if you ever need anything from us, just let us know.
Yeah, and we will be on. So we'll have this episode up on. It'll be on Spotify. It will be on YouTube, and then yeah, we'll get this out as soon as we can. Hopefully tomorrow or the day after, Sandeep, and then hopefully we can in a few weeks' time again as the protests progress. We have you on every few weeks to just kind of get an update on what's happening and where things are at. And you're also you're going to be doing articles for Boz News Org, right? Which is a new
Yeah, Baz News organization. They are doing a great job. I congratulate just Karan Paji and others and who have started this initiative. We need to send our message to the world like that's a great initiative. Yeah, I am a regular contributor to the organization.
Great.
Yeah, so anyone listening, Boz News Org is going to give, it's directed towards the diaspora. Sandeep will be contributing to that. So, have a read, sign up for it, follow him on Twitter. And Sandeep, thank you for your time and
Yeah,
look forward to doing it again. Again, don't close the browser right away, but yeah, thank you.
thanks
And
a lot, Joe. Thanks, Abhini. It was nice to talk to you guys.
all right,
We had a
appreciate it.
nice conversation. Okay.